Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, y'all. We are the fourth quarter storytellers, and we are here to do what? Tell some stories. We're here to tell y'all some stories. We're going to first introduce ourselves and say who we are. We are, first of all, me. I'm Cynthia Merritt. I found myself at 60-ish age looking at my retirement savings and things to put myself in a place for retirement at the end of my life when I get to my fourth quarter. Um, and I said, you know what? My money is looking funny, and that is not a good thing. So let me put some changes in place and change the trajectory of my life in this fourth quarter. And when we refer to the fourth quarter, it's like a football game. When you make those changes and do those things that can actually change the outcome of your life or the game, if you will. And then I will turn it over to my co-host.
Good morning, guys. I am Valerie Davis, and I am 53 years old, and my life has changed in so many ways, guys. My money has changed. Like Cynthia said, your money looking funny, funny, honey. The money is looking funny. Um, Life is lifing, and I'm trying to adjust as other people in the world are trying to adjust. So we're trying different things. We're changing the trajectory of our life. We're in the fourth quarter to change it. So that says it doesn't mean that you can't make changes. It just means you got to be willing to adapt. So I'm in the adapting stage and I'm here for it all.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Val, for that introduction. All right, guys. So today we're talking about we talk about things in this channel that have to do with just lifestyle, finances, travel, education, just spirituality. Things connection and things that we need to know about. And today we're talking about something that's super important, and it is the importance of negotiation.
Mhm.
So, negotiating your self worth is extremely valuable to us in so many ways, especially when it comes to negotiating for your job. And we see the job numbers, and that was a big issue last week because they were so low. Only 75,000 jobs were added last month, and so that's not good. And so we need to know that we are in a place where we can actually compete when it comes to negotiation for jobs with our skill set that we already have, or if we're going to increase our skill set by getting some other credentials. However, it's important now more than ever to know our self-worth. And so knowing our self-worth, you guys, is going to be a combination, first of all, of our self-awareness. We got to be aware of who we are. Take
Yeah.
stock, and we have a document that's pinned to this video, and it's called self-worth evaluation checklist. So
Mhm.
you can go through and check those things off, because what you need to be able to do is negotiate what the skill set you have when it comes to a job, and do that off the top of your head. And it's not just for the job, it's also for self respect reasons. When you're
Right.
in a relationship with people, and not a romantic relationship necessarily, but including, but not limited to, a relationship that's romantic, or a friendship, or any kind of relationship.
Right.
And just honest reflection of ourselves. We want to think about the money and the status when we're looking at our negotiation, and just understanding the value of ourselves in relationship, at work, or within ourselves, just
Mhm.
looking at our value for ourselves.
Mhm.
So I have a life learning story that I'm going to start with. And this is what changed my whole life as far as negotiation was concerned, about my value. This was back in 1999, y'all. I was at a major telecommunication company, and I had gotten a promotion. I was with the new shiny product for DHL. Lord, y'all remember that, child, when we had dial up. But that was that was what I was with that group that was just starting with the company, and so I had gotten a promotion to trainer, and it was actually human resources slash new hire trainer. Okay. And so at the interview, I was with the hiring manager, and he offered me $46,000 a year. Now, I was currently making at that time, I was making 35K.
Hmm.
So quickly, when I heard 46, that was like 11,000 more. So I said, oh, that's great. And I accepted the offer. So then, and just like that. And then afterwards, that day, I saw another manager in passing in the hallway, and I told her, I said I had an interview with the training department with the training manager, and I got the job as a new trainer for in human resources. And she said, so what's your salary? Because we were on that, we had that level of respect to where we could talk about money and stuff. So she said, so what's your salary? And I told her what he offered me. And she said, well, did you negotiate that? Did you ask for more? And I said, no. And she said, well, you need to. And she knew him. She knew that hiring manager because they were colleagues. So she knew that he would be open to this. And this is the only reason probably she directed me to do this. And she said, you need to call him back and ask him if you can have a do-over for that interview. I said, really? She said, absolutely. And then you go in there and you ask him for what you actually would like to have as a salary. So when I called him, he was actually okay with it. And he said, sure. He set up the time and we had the interview. So he was asking me the exact same questions, just as we like acting it out, just as it had happened. And then he asked me, he said, well, at this time, I'm in the position to offer you $46,000 a year for this position. How are you with that? And I said, actually, how about 55,000?
Hmm.
And then he asked me, what are you bringing to the table to validate that salary that you're asking me for? And thank God I had on the top of my head and could spit it right out, guys, my strengths, my experience, and contributions to the organization. And when I did that, he just looked at me and he said, okay, 55,000 it is.
That's
So
it.
I'm telling y'all, and I said, you know what? Negotiation is not just for my real estate deals, honey, although I do a great job at that too.
Right.
But negotiation number one is for myself.
Exactly.
Yes. And
And
so I absolutely I negotiated myself right up to a raise on top of the raise that I had already gotten. So so here's just a breakdown of how we can get started, you guys. We've got to know our worth, and we have. Did I say already that we have a document
yeah,
pinned to the? Okay, good, good, good. So y'all definitely take a look at that document, download it, and use that, because we've got to reflect on our strengths and our achievements, and
yeah,
we've got to be able to do exactly what I did in that interview off the top of our heads. We've got to be able to say what we're good at. We have to know what we're good at and think about what other people appreciate about you.
yes,
Think
yeah.
about this, and these can help you determine your value. What have you accomplished that makes yourself proud of yourself?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then build on your win-win outcomes that you've had in companies. And so if you can know these things off the top of your head, then just keep a wins journal, guys. Keep a
Yes,
journal every time you have a big win at a job or company that you've started or anything. Put that down. So you can learn these things and be able to just spit it off the top of your head in an interview.
that's true. And you know what else helps, Cynthia? If you give those details by percentage.
Mm,
By percent,
absolutely.
um, let's just say I increased their training level from 35% of passing attendees to 85%. That goes a long way as well. So that's a win-win for you. That's a reflection of you. You're selling, you're proving yourself. So now that evaluation, when you're looking at, okay, I know my worth. I just told you, and I got, what is it? Proof is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Showed you
Yep.
what my worth is. So that most definitely helps. Put those numbers in there. You know.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm. Hmm. And then when you're talking about understanding your value, and I love your story because it was like perfect to the T.
Yes.
Love how you went back and you did that do over. A lot of times we don't know to do so.
Exactly, Val.
We don't have anyone to tell us to do so. And then we underestimate our worth. We underestimate ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're talking about that do over and negotiating, that's great. I can tell you the current position that I'm in right now, and I went in to negotiate. It was at a standstill. And I was told the next year, make it through my first year, and maybe I can get up to what that negotiated fee should be. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, looking at the comps around you, not just for real estate, but within your job
Mm-hmm.
as well, then that makes a big difference to know what you need and know who you are. So you want to understand what you stand for. Okay. Like
Mm-hmm.
negotiation negotiation helps around the entire thing. You got to negotiate who you are, what your principles are,
Mm-hmm.
what guides your decisions. I wonder if everybody really think about that, because sometimes we don't have the time to put that in perspective and to think about it.
That's true. That is true.
We don't. So we're so in a need of a job. We're so in
Yep.
need of finances, and we don't sit down and just have an actual guide and to make logical decisions. I'm not going to say common sense decision. I'm going to say logical decision.
Logical. Very good choice of word. But you know what? And let me just stop you right there, but then you can keep on. But and that's why we're doing this today, because because I didn't have anybody coaching me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so glad she pulled me aside and told me, had she not done, and this is how we have to pour into each other, you guys, because somebody's going to see this and they're going to say, hey, I didn't even think about that. I've been cheating myself. Y'all know how I am about Chat GPT. I put my resume in Chat GPT and asked Chat GPT to tell me
Mm-hmm.
how much, based on statistical information, I should be earning on positions. And I put some positions in that I am applying for in the Atlanta area, which is where I reside. And it came back with every one of those positions at $100,000 more than I'm offering. I mean, I'm accepting on jobs now. $100,000 more
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because of skill set that I already have,
Exactly.
y'all.
Not that you're learning something that you already have that you can bring to that table that they're asking you to bring
Yes.
and change it. Even help them build a new table.
When you know better, you do better.
Better. You do better. You do. You do. And doing better is always good. Now I do understand that sometimes the job market is just saying they just can't do it.
Right.
But I still say if you make some of those cuts up top,
Yeah.
it's not going to hurt them.
No.
And it's going to help me help you.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Absolutely.
So I
Absolutely.
look at it that way too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
oh my goodness, I remember my first Deloitte contract, and when I finished in Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
I was being picked up in Rhode Island.
Okay.
Remember the person that was over me in Georgia? She was like, "Wait a second, what are they offering you?" And I told her, she said, no, 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 go back and do this. She said, you got this under your belt now. It was different when you came in from a different company doing something different there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've been here. No, you need to renegotiate. And she helped me renegotiate. And from that moment, and that was what, 2016,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
16, I learned, I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
so I was behind I was late in the game,
Yes.
learning to research my worth and understanding my worth. And from that day forth, I never put it down.
Right. And see, people like that, like the way she was guiding you,
Hmm.
those people are priceless.
Yes.
Those her and the one that I was talking about when I was at Sprint. You know, it's like, and we have to be those people for each other, y'all. You know, because we know better. If you see somebody getting ready to do that, we've got to do that. And we've also got to pay attention to how we are being treated, how we're treated. We've got to be able to know. We've got to make. You know the saying. We teach people how to treat us
Yes.
in every relationship, whether it be job or whatever. Do people at your job respect you, your time, your energy, and your boundaries? You
Mhm.
got to make sure of that because this is all part of your self-worth and value. And then are we always giving without getting anything in return from them?
Yes.
Because
That's
it's
right.
got to be a give. It's got to be a two-way street because
It's
our worth is not defined by other people, but their actions can be a mirror. So we need to be able to see that.
no, you
It's
gotta be.
and then
Mm.
and this strengthens our professional relationships. So, negotiation effectively is going to build trust and it's going to build long term relationships. And this is whether we're closing a real estate deal, discussing a salary, anything in life, or partnering with vendors if you own your own business. Strong negotiators are going to foster respect and collaboration. So that's what we do as a strong negotiation. The skill set of negotiation is priceless, y'all.
That is so true. That is so true. Don't be misunderstood. Don't compromise too much. Know your worth. Know your worth. I just, this is just so touchy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing is, we try to make sure we teach our children that too.
Yes.
You know, they can be so excited at getting jobs, but then they're like, well, I have a job at least. No.
Right. And that's not, and see, yeah, that's just like, and we teach our children. We start negotiating with our kids when they're little. I remember I used to go into my son's room at nighttime. They had bunk beds, and I was reading them stories for bedtime.
Hmm.
And then you can give them a choice. You want Winnie the Pooh or do you want with the
Hmm.
man Humpty Dumpty tonight? And
Hmm.
then one of them might say Winnie the Pooh, one of them may say Humpty Dumpty. I'm like, well, we're getting one story tonight, so we're gonna have to talk about which one we want. So I have them learn negotiation skills at that point because they have to, argue with each other, not argue literally, but as attorneys say, argue their points as to which story it is, and one of them is going to win. And then if they can't get to it, then I'm going to negotiate with them. Well, Winnie the Pooh's better, so we putting Humpty Dumpty off till tomorrow, and this is why. Okay, here we go. Humpty Dumpty stand on whatever. But so we teach them negotiation skills early in life.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and definitely we have to set boundaries without any guilt. We've got to learn to say no. We all have always said that no is a complete sentence
Yes. Doesn't deserve an explanation.
for anything, Val. Anything. Are you coming to the wedding?
No.
And when you frame it with putting the good thing first and then say no, then it doesn't hurt so bad. Are you coming to the wedding? Girl, I know it's going to be a great wedding. I saw the invitation. It's going to be beautiful. And I wish them so many years. And I'm going to send a gift as well. But no, I can't make it.
See, I
So
like,
nobody feels hurt,
yes. Yeah,
you
you're
know?
right. And I like the way you did it. And then sometimes you just say no.
Yeah, I know that's right, girl. Just
My Like my granddaughter does. She said no.
okay. And see, There you go with children teaching us a child shall lead. And that's the truth.
Oh my goodness. Yes, honey.
Because we've got to protect our peace
Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
all costs. We've got to protect our peace. Life lessons for all. We teach people how to treat us, and that is just going to reduce conflict in our lives when people treat us the way we have taught them to treat us. Then there's no stress because there's not going to be an argument about anything. You
Mm-hmm.
have to treat me this way, and instead of escalating any tension, skillful negotiation can resolve all misunderstandings and just lead to peaceful resolutions. And it just encourages open communication. We've got to be able to dialogue and empathy for each other, too.
I totally agree with you on that, honey. I totally agree. No, when it comes to a professional standpoint, Cynthia,
Mm-hmm.
know your market value. How
Yep.
and that research, research what others are doing with your skills, what other companies are doing with your skill set and your experience. Like I said, the position I have now, I'm looking at these manufacturing companies around me, and I'm like, oh wow, it's possible, it's doable, it can be done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Afraid, guys, you're afraid to ask for more if you're underpaid. And then I mean, when I say don't be afraid, don't be afraid. And then when they ask of so much of you, like Cynthia just said, no, I don't have the bandwidth for that right now.
Yep. There you go.
I'm doing this right now. I put this in a category, but this got to be done by this time. After I get done with this, then I can get to that. Don't overextend yourself when they're not trying to compromise with you. And it can be done in a way that is not going to be detrimental to your job. All right. So, I mean, hey, don't be afraid to ask for more. Um, Also, increase financial value. Good negotiation can directly improve your financial outcome. Since you got the opportunity to go back to the table for that do over, right?
Yep.
Y'all, I made it past my 90 days at this job. I've already got my paperwork in order of what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
Our ask was what I got on the agenda. I'm already fixing my lips
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
to renegotiate.
There you go.
Thought in my head before we even done started talking about this podcast because I know my worth. I know what I brought. I know the changes I brought. I've watched individuals change. I've watched those numbers. I've watched it from I started in April and here it is August. I've already trained over 3,000 courses
Hmm.
already.
Wow.
Over 3,000 courses.
That's awesome. That better be documented.
Yeah.
I know it is.
I said, know your numbers, honey. Know your
Mm-hmm.
numbers. And now get to the point where I'm creating new training things. Now we got to go through leadership. This is just team members. Now we got
Mm.
leadership and team leads. So I am building my stats for my
Okay. Yes, yes.
got to have something to bring to that table that they got right there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah.
So yeah, that's beautiful. And just keep in your mind, guys, all the time. You
Mhm.
have not because you ask not, or a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So either one of those two cliches applies, and just keep those in your head when you're talking about your self-worth and a job. Guys, don't be underpaid. They're going to start you at the bottom of the bucket because they want to pay you as little as possible. But there's probably room to go up to a certain level, and you're scared to ask for that because it seems foreign to you. But in your mind, we want you to look at challenging that negative self-talk because that always creeps in, and it will be like, I'm not good enough, or will they consider me worth it? But in your mind, think about, I'm learning and I'm growing, and I'm doing this skill on a daily basis. I'm adding this value every day and document that value. And then when the negative stuff starts creeping in your head, things saying I'm not good enough, I'm not worth it, that's not something they're going to pay me. Then think about the fact that you would not speak to a friend the way you're speaking to yourself in your head right now. So
Right.
you would be encouraging your friend, no, no, ask for it because you do. Say that to yourself so you can be on the path to everything that you're worth with your
Mm-hmm.
skill set and self-worth.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Like you said, replace that I'm not good enough with I'm learning and growing. I love that.
Hmm.
Learn something every day, and we actually grow every day. We're watering ourselves just like we water our flowers, our plants.
Yes. Yes.
So we're watering ourselves. So reevaluate yourself often. All the time. Take that time out. Are you growing? What are you feeding yourself to grow? Um, your worth grows too. So you're enhancing your knowledge, you're enhancing your skill sets, wherever that may be. So reevaluate yourself. Don't stay stuck. Oh my goodness, do not stay stuck in in outdated self-use. Now, Lord Jesus, now I'm gonna go back. Outdated self-use, honey. I'm talking about my laptop now.
And my phone.
My laptop and my phone is outdated. So I got to get with the program so I can continue to grow the right way when I'm utilizing my devices. So, honey,
Yes.
grow in every aspect of your life, your mind, your worth, your job, your tools that you use for your everyday life, your utensils, your your cell phone and your laptop, y'all.
All of our devices. And you know what? And it's so interesting because Val and I were talking about that before we started recording. She was talking about her laptop. I was talking about my phone. I said, I've got she's an Apple person and I'm an Android person, proud Android.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I saw this phone I want, and it is $2,100. And I said, well, I'm gonna pay cash for it because I'm not trying to finance a phone to on my phone bill. But I'm gonna pay cash for it. But I'm not at the point where I want to pay cash for a $2,100 phone. So I said, I'm gonna ride this phone, like we say about our car. I'm gonna ride this phone till the wheels fall off. And so until it doesn't work anymore, and then I'll go into the store and get my phone, but or do it online, whatever. But so I when I saw the $2,100, y'all know the tariffs went into play the other day. So now I need to look online to make sure that's still $2,100 because now we're getting ready to start paying a whole lot more for our computers and our phones, all the devices that are coming from China or wherever they're being produced. Now we're going to get those tariffs on there. So just keep that in mind. Cars, they said, are already I forgot the percentage they gave for the rest of the year for 2025. Now that the tariffs went into play the other day, cars are going to cost. I forgot the percentage they gave, but it's so much more than it is right now. So, but yeah, so all that's into place. So I got to check out the price for my phone to see
Mm-hmm.
how much, if it's still $2,500, $2,100, or if it's actually 5,000 at this
Bye.
point,
Uh-huh.
But anywho.
I know. I don't want to have to pay that much for a phone, Cynthia.
No, 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 no.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, but just being able to negotiate, you guys, it's going to empower our decision making. And so negotiation does require that you have some preparation.
Yeah.
So that's why we included that document so you can see what your self-worth is. It's a checklist. And then critical thinking. Think about your skill set critically so you can compare that. Make columns, what the skill is, what you brought to the company, not this company only, but companies in the past,
Right.
and be able to show that data. And like Val said, with percentages.
Mm-hmm.
And then problem solving. How did you help them solve this problem? Because they will ask you in an interview, interviewers will often ask you, because I've done it before, I've been interviewed. So, were you in this situation? And then situation, action, results are. So, were you in this situation ever before? What was the action you took? And then how did that result? So then always be able to just spit that off the top of your head and keep a list of things that you have, problems you have solved, and how you solved it and how it resulted.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to empower us so that we can advocate for ourselves. There's nothing better than self advocacy. And then analyze our options, whatever we have that is an option that's out there that we can take advantage of, and make the best educated, intelligent, informed decisions that we confidently can.
That's right.
Yeah,
So true. Do your research.
absolutely.
Your research and know your self-worth. Know that you are more than.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. We hope that Val, you got any words for us?
Yes, I do. This goes really good with what we're talking about, knowing your self-worth, uh,
Okay.
know who you are. So I have here, know that you are enough, know that you're strong, know that you're amazing, know that you are chosen, know that you are capable, know that you're always loved, know that you're never alone, and know that you were created for such a time as this and such a job as that. Okay?
All right now. I love that, Val. That is beautiful. And our moderator has given us a little word there and said to use the same for the phones. Use those phones till the batteries fall out. Okay, since they don't have wheels.
My battery's about to fall out of my phone.
I know. Okay. All right, y'all. Thanks for stopping by. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I know this information could be valuable for maybe someone you know. Please do so. Share this video so people can actually get that document as well that will be pinned to the comments. And yeah, to the, not the comments, but is it comments?
The comments.
Okay, it'll be pinned to the comments, and then maybe some of this information we talked about can help. So thank you guys. Have a great day, and don't forget to smile and be kind to each other. Woo! Bye.